All right, so bass guitar major scales. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about one of the major scales. In the next few videos, we'll talk about the other major scale. So there's 7 modes in a major scale, and some of those modes are minor and some are major. So that's what we're going to talk about today. That's what you're going to learn about today. So stick around for that. And if you're new here, I'm Donald Witt, the bass instructor of the How to Play Bass online course at iwanttoPlayBass.com. Jump over there, subscribe for free, get updates on new lessons and new stuff coming at you all the time about the bass. So definitely subscribe for free, become a member for free. And this is my YouTube channel, I Want to Play Bass, where I've got lots of bass guitar tips and lessons and just all kinds of good stuff about bass guitar. Occasional giveaways also, so jump in the loop, jump in there, subscribe, hit that bell notification, get in the loop and don't miss a beat. So back at it, we've got bass guitar major scales. Now we'll talk about just the main major scale, the one that is everything. Western music is evolved around this major scale right here, and that's like the solfege: do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You don't want me to sing it too high, so that's it. That's your major scale, our standard major scale, the Ionian, the major scale. And they've got several, every mode has a name, and we'll talk about the major modes here in the next few videos. Today we're just going to talk about the Ionian, which is the main major scale. Everything is derived from that major scale right there. And there it is right there, your pattern. We're on C, the 8th fret of our E string. So I've got a 5 string, so you don't let this B string confuse you. So we've got the 8th fret of the E string right there, and this is, you'll have a dot here on the 7th fret, and you'll have a dot here on your 9th fret. So we're in between the dots, the 7th and 8th, 9th fret. So we've got C, A, C, D, A, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So you see that pattern there? That's a familiar pattern. That's a pattern you want to know. You want to know the notes of the scale, but to kind of get started, patterns are kind of critical to learn to help you get started on it. But eventually you want to work up to knowing all these notes, and at any moment you'll be able to play anything in the key of C or anything in any key that you're in. But that pattern right there works in any key. So that's a C major scale. And if we move it down a fret, it will be B. This is B. That's a B major scale. We always use that pattern no matter what. This will always be our root. Okay, in that pattern, this is the root, and this is the octave. So that pattern is what you want to remember. The 2nd finger, 4th finger, 1st finger, 2nd finger, 4th finger, 1st finger, 3rd finger, 4th finger, okay? And that's the pattern right there. That is the standard major scale pattern. Remember that and practice that, okay? So that's your major scale. Okay? So that is the first mode, the main mode, and that is the major scale, the Ionian, and that is it right there. So just remember that anywhere you're at. That pattern right there is your major scale. And like I said, you can sing your major scale. I'll do it in G. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now, probably a lot of you have heard that, the Sound of Music, and you know do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So most of you can sing a major scale. So right there, you didn't even know it, but you already are familiar with the major scale. Now it's just a matter of seeing that pattern and using that pattern. Okay, using it in walking bass lines. You know, you got your 1, 4, 5. Okay, so you can utilize that's my go-to major. The major scale is my go-to. I can see, you know, when I'm reading a chord chart, I look at the key signature, and I can see, all right, what key I'm in. That's my go-to. I know those roots, and I'm nailing the roots of the chord progression, but I am just focusing on that major scale. I know those notes in that, so I can do anything. I can solo. Just anyway, I can use that major scale over top of that whole chord progression on anything that you're doing. So it is a go-to that you need to know, and now you know it. Now use it, okay? So use that, and that's the number one mode in the major scale. That's the Ionian mode. That is the major scale, okay? And then here's our major triad. But what we'll talk about the next couple videos, we'll talk about the next major scale. Now the major scale has modes. You've got a minor mode, you've got 4 minor modes, and you've got 3 counting the major mode, the major scale, and 2 more major scales on top of that. Okay? And what makes these major is the stacked thirds. That major third right there. So you've got 3 major scales in the major scale. That is the major scale, the Ionian, and you got the Lydian, and then you got the Mixolydian. Okay, and we'll cover those in the next few videos. But for now, focus on the major scale. So use that whenever you're soloing. Now I've got this little loop here. So this is in the key of D. I'll take a little solo over it real quick just to give you an idea of using the major scale. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to do the D major scale. Okay, so as easy as that, that's a pattern right there. And now you can go make your bass solos or do whatever you want. You know, it's maybe not the expert level that you want to be at, but it'll get you started and give you some ideas. But like I say, you know that pattern right there. Use that pattern, but now you know. Learn those notes, memorize those notes. Know that in the key of D you only have a C sharp and an F sharp. Then it enables you to go anywhere. You're not locked into this pattern right here in this little block here. You are able to go anywhere. And that's what will make your bass lines colorful, for sure, without a doubt. All right, so if you got some value out of this, help me help you. Mash that like button. I'll catch y'all on the flip-flop in the next video. So bye for now.